Oh, this could be the S guard. Whoa.
It's a monkey.
Oh, yeah. All right. Here we go. Winners round 2. Superstriker on Sonic versus Bankai on the DK.
It's interesting. We're seeing Superstriker swap up the skin. We got them glowy bracelets right now.
Look, it is a documented fact that you play different based on what alt you choose. That is science that's been proven. You got to pick the right alt for the matchup for how you need to play.
Well, maybe the wrong ult because Superstriker taking some damage right now. And that's the first hit on this DonkeyKong. And not hitting an early combo, kind of like you want to do with these heavy characters.
Yeah, I gotta respect. Oh, I gotta respect that. Just walking up and throwing the giant punch out there out of nowhere. But you know, I guess that they're not expecting it.
Certainly was a giant punch. Not enough damage though. Although able to get something off of this and could be a finish for either one of them. Superstriker looking for that forward smash as we saw last game. Maybe not the move, maybe need to respect a DonkeyKong a little bit more than a Pac-Man on that off-ledge situation though. Able to find a finish though, keep the Bankai off the stage for long enough.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Bankai was really playing that neutral stock 1 really well, like just waiting out options, trying to get an idea of what the movement patterns that Superstriker was gonna go for, but as soon as that neutral facade was broken and we ended up in these offstage or disadvantage situations, Superstriker is just finding these kills so fast.
And yeah, that's already second stock, and Bankai able to do a back air, able to get Sonic knocked all the way into the blast zone from center stage, but now a stock down, a little bit of a percentage loss as well, and gonna have to play this clean to get it back up.
Superstriker is playing like a very evasive game in this neutral 2, trying to convince Bankai to overextend. Oh, that shield drop was not at the right moment. This is Bankai's opportunity to make something happen. Has the ledge, but no luck. Ooh, that was looking scary though for a minute.
Superstriker maybe playing that a little more respectfully than they needed to, gave Bankai a chance to get back on center stage, and that is not where Superstriker wants him. As we've already seen, that combo game is what you want to put these big heavy characters into, and that's how Superstriker's gotten these 2 kills so far. So looking for a third hopefully, but just not able to really get anything, given too much time to shield. Gonna have to put some big pressure on.
Ooh, armor on the giant punch did power through at least, but not gonna connect either. Bankai's really taking their time trying to find this opening, which I think is definitely how you have to play this at this point, because you really need to find that one good opening to find the stock here, but once you're off stage like this, Superstriker is just not going to drop that stock at that point. There's just not many great ways for DK to make the recovery like that in this matchup, and that's going to be the first game going over to Superstriker.
Superstriker definitely reading that Bankai went low during those last few, ready for them to do it again, and able to punish on that. Well played by the both of them though. Bankai definitely holding on strong, getting that stock out, keeping it from being a 3-0. So we will have to see what Bankai's bringing in this next match.
Yeah, and I feel like we saw Bankai made some really big like hits out of nowhere. I can only assume were reads with the giant punch, just kind of chucking that out in neutral. But, I mean, it was looking really even there, but Bankai is going to need to keep that up through a good chunk of the game and continue to not get hit, because it definitely feels like, I mean, that's the downside of DonkeyKong, is your disadvantage state is kind of a nightmare, kind of not fun.
At a pretty severe disadvantage, one might say.
Yeah. That's a great word for it. We should call it that.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Also, didn't see any cargos. I know Sonic, a little bit of a smaller character, very fast, but usually kind of a staple of our good old donkeys.
Yeah.
So maybe see some mix up there. especially if Superstriker plays any more of that shielding game that we saw a lot of with the Pac-Man. But Bankai would have to pick the pressure up to get that going.
Yeah, there's actually like there's a very specific interaction we saw a couple times I want to point out where Superstriker was trying to bait Bankai into overextending, and Bankai wasn't taking it, was following the movement, but wasn't taking it all the way across, and then nairing at the last second, and that was right when Superstriker was landing and getting the shield up. And it was because the shield was there, the nair wasn't really getting any value, but something with an empty hop grab there could do it. That said, we're going to be seeing something totally different here because Bankai has switched over to the MinMin. This is going to be a very, very different matchup.
All right, and already we're seeing both of them fighting over that center platform, playing a very up-close game, which I haven't seen much MinMin play recently, but doesn't feel like where you want to be.
You know, I think I can kind of see it. One of the things that Sonics like to do and really is a staple of their game plan is moving back and setting up those spin dashes, right? The spin charge specifically. There's two different kinds of the spin dash that do different things. It's kind of hard to tell which one they're doing at any given time. But being just within range to where you can hit them while they're doing the spin charge kind of shuts down some of their options. And what better character to do that than the character with the longest arms in the game to hit them from the furthest away?
But an unfortunate down aerial there puts Bankai right in the range of Superstriker, but maybe just to get their confidence up, able to land a hit right after that, after fishing for him for a while.
Yeah. Oh, the spring shutting down the aggression there. We see the Megawatt coming out too. I feel like it's probably a little early for the Megawatt to score a kill here, but you know, why not? Have it on deck just in case, right?
I'm glad you were watching for that too, because like every time a MinMin shifts up the arm, I'm like, so what's the plan here?
Yeah, and sometimes it's hard to see when they shift the arm up, it feels like. That the animation for that is not very clear. Oh, the down smash though doesn't even need the arm for right now. Bankai with the ledge trap. This is where MinMin is terrifying on this ledge situation, but Superstriker managed to get back through. That shield is tiny, but it wasn't enough to result in a hit. Bankai, oh, that might just be at the back there. I was going to put them in a rough situation here.
And then that's what Superstriker's been good at, getting off stage, doing that forward aerial. You get your multi-hit, and you get the other player knocked all the way out to the blast zone.
Yeah, you know, that forward air has some pretty solid launch to it. Not something that generally kills from stage, but, you know, you don't need all the knockback in the world if you hit somebody 20 feet off of the stage to begin with.
Absolutely. And
oh!
An
Caught the landing.
up-close and personal hit with that arm.
Why even use the range? Just point blank 'em. You can definitely see where the existence of these stretchy arms is making Superstriker have to think about these approaches a little bit more than we saw in the previous matches.
And like you already said, being off ledge is that super dangerous situation, and Superstriker definitely on edge there, trying to think about how to get up and around that.
Yeah, and the Megawatt Nair covering a lot of airspace as well to keep Bankai safe. This pick is starting to look pretty solid.
Again, both of them still 60% second stock, so going to have to fight their way through this one. Lots of shielding in center stage, which we've seen both characters be able to pull out the advantage from that, but just real interesting, both of them running in and feeling confident enough to make that decision.
Yeah, Bankai looking for a big roll read there, but yeah, there's a lot of Russian chicken here going on, where players are rushing in and then hitting shield, and like, no, you hit my shield. And ultimately, it looks like Superstriker coming out on top there, that stock with that going on. Another forward air off the stage.
To start that, goo and the grab on shield, which eventually you both play enough chickens, somebody realizes you just grab the chicken by the neck. And grabbing works.
That is why they call it chicken.
See, I know the disadvantage one was wrong, but...
Bankai, again, with this ledge situation. Superstriker, again, able to get through it. The timing Bankai is putting out seems to be pretty consistent, and Superstriker had the lock on it the first time, picked the same timing, couldn't get out of the corner there, though. Didn't need to be hanging on the ledge. Bankai just applying the pressure with those arms, keeping Superstriker there, and that's that situation you don't want to be in. You're stuck on that little bit of terrain left on the stage, and you got to figure out where the hole is in those tilts that are coming your way. They stretch all over the place, and they can vary the timing up. It's terrifying.
Absolutely. Megawatt still out though right now. Bankai's just looking to put on damage and actually evened up percentages here as well. So we're gonna have to see how they're finishing this up. And we saw Bankai actually the one to get the grab most recently. Maybe both of them respecting the other shields a little bit more now.
Yeah, and you can see Bankai trying to influence the momentum here, trying to influence the way Superstriker moves and trying to find the hit, but not quite finding the right options out of it. That said, they're not really getting hit a whole lot for it either, so with enough time, they might find that solution.
His center platform, Bankai completely owning it, but maybe not the best decision. Finally drops down and gets carried off stage. Superstriker not able to find the finish that they're used to though this time.
Yeah, Bankai playing a little safer, ready for those options from Superstriker off stage, isn't getting fared, or bear-fared, and is holding onto the stock because of it. Because that's where we've seen Superstriker get almost all of their stocks tonight, but as I say that, here's a new one. Forward smash on the landing for stock 3. That's going to be another 2-0 for Superstriker tonight.
You go too high and you leave yourself having to fall somewhere. You already used your double jump, and I think Superstriker just knew that that MinMin was constantly using up that jump to get over, stay away from that.